See what you did, Stephanie? Do you see the problems you have brought upon this team with your antics this season, Stephanie White? This is what you have done. Now we have to contemplate. We have to think about the what ifs. What ifs that shouldn't even exist because of the antics and the foolishness you pulled this.
All right, Basley family, we need to talk. While everyone is focused on Indiana's recent wins and the whole Kelsey Mitchell contract drama, there's a much bigger issue quietly building behind the scenes, one that could completely reshape the Fever's future. And it all comes down to one player. She's been overlooked, benched, and honestly treated with zero respect. Yet she's been the true heartbeat of this franchise from the beginning. Yes, I'm talking about Lexie Hull. What you're about to hear will make you rethink everything you believe about Stephanie White and her leadership. Because the truth is, no one is talking about this. Lexie Hull becomes a free agent this summer. She has options, and after the season she just went through, she might walk away from the very team she helped rebuild from the ground up.
6 Lexie Hulls is a free agent this offseason. The Indiana Fever will protect her in the expansion draft or whatever. And Lexie Hull's going to have suitors. With the way she performed down the stretch and in the playoffs, the way she was guarding, the way she had a couple big nights shooting the basketball, Lexie Hull is going to have suitors. You better believe the Portland Fire will be interested. The Seattle Storm will be interested, and they will be willing to probably pay her top dollar.
Think about that for a moment. This is what Lexie Hull provides when she's actually given minutes. When injuries forced Stephanie White to play her, Lexie exploded. She was everywhere, locking down star players, diving for every loose ball, knocking down big shots, doing all the little things championship teams depend on. But here's the part that makes no sense. Even after repeatedly proving herself, White kept finding reasons to bench her. Meanwhile, teams like Portland and Seattle have been paying attention. They're ready to offer her real money. The entire league sees her value. They're basically saying, if Indianapolis want her, we do. You might think this is normal free agency drama, but wait until you hear what Stephanie White actually did. This wasn't a basketball decision. It was ego, broken promises, and total disregard for everything Lexie already accomplished long before White arrived.
Stephanie White. Let's be clear. Lexie Hull got straight up played and disrespected by this new Fever regime. Kelly Krauskopf, Amber Cox, Stephanie White straight up disrespected her. They acted as if Lexie Hull was not a part of the core 4 who helped turn this team around. It wasn't just CCAB and Kelsey. No, Lexie Hull was a huge part of that. A huge part of that before Stephanie White got here. Stephanie White came to the Indiana Fever and straight up disregarded everything Lexie Hull did the year before. Straight up.
Let's be blunt. Lexie Hull was disrespected. And that's not an exaggeration. Before Stephanie White ever stepped into Indiana, for players completely transformed the franchise, Caitlin Clark, Kelsey Mitchell, Aaliyah Boston, and yes, Lexie Hull, she earned Caitlin's trust. She was a defensive backbone. She sacrificed stats, touches, and personal glory for the team's success. Then White arrives with her new vision, and what's her first major move? She brings in DeWanna Bonner, gives her a max contract, hands her a starting spot, and tosses Lexie aside like she never existed. Whether Bonner is older or not isn't the point. The message was loud and clear. Imagine being told, not verbally but through actions, that none of your hard work mattered. Every dive, every assignment on elite scorers, every sacrifice just erased, replaced by someone who hadn't earned anything yet with this team.
All of a sudden, DeWanna Bonner quits on the team. She's no-showing it. She's no-showing work while receiving payments. Stephanie White is getting on the camera, lying to us, acting like everything is all good, lying to us when you knew everything wasn't all good. You knew that. Only for an article to come out the same day DeWanna Bonner refused to return to the team. You think Lexie Hull don't remember that? You threw me to the back burner for her and she quit. She didn't even have the decency to contact us, her teammates, and let us know she won't be coming back.
Do you really think Lexie Hull forgot all that? Of course not. Athletes never forget disrespect. They turn it into motivation, or they use it as a reason to leave. And what happened next made the situation even worse. Bonner quit. She walked away from the team. No communication, no accountability, nothing. She mentally checked out while still collecting her paycheck. Yet Stephanie White went in front of cameras, insisting everything was fine, even though she knew it wasn't. Then the truth came out in an article that exposed everything. Bonner refused to return. Imagine being Lexie, pushed aside for someone who abandoned the team, and suddenly they need you again. Not out of appreciation. Not because they realize your worth, but because their plan fell apart. That's not respect. That's desperation.
Okay, DeWanna Bonner skips town. Lexie Hull steps in, plays great basketball. Sophie Cunningham was dealing with an injury. Sophie Cunningham gets healthy. No apparent reason. And I'm going to show you because I remember the cluster of games where I'm looking, I'm like, damn, Lexie not getting no minutes.
So Lexie steps up, as everyone who has watched this team knew she would. And she plays incredible basketball. The defense improves. Caitlin has someone she trusts beside her. Everything starts clicking. Then Sophie Cunningham gets healthy. She's a solid player. No disrespect there. But watch what Stephanie White does next. She benches Lexie again. For no reason. After Lexie saved the team from the Bonner disaster. This is where the pattern becomes obvious. White doesn't reward performance. She doesn't reward players who earn their minutes. She sticks to her predetermined plan, no matter what reality shows. And in that plan, Lexie apparently never fits, even when she proves again and again that she should.
This cluster of games right here, Lexie Hull, she played 15 minutes, 18 minutes, 14 minutes, 19 minutes, 21 minutes, 19 minutes, 19. Bro, in July, she wasn't even cracking 20 minutes a game. Lexie Hull, 6 Lexie Hulls could not get 20 minutes in July.
Now look at the numbers, because they expose everything in July, the most crucial part of the season. Lexie couldn't even reach 20 minutes a game. 15 minutes one night, 18 the next, then 14, then 19. She was treated like a fringe rotation player when she should have been a starter. Meanwhile, Indiana's defense was collapsing. They needed exactly what Lexie brings. But White ignored that and kept experimenting, trying Ari McDonald in the starting lineup, forcing Sophie Cunningham into the starting 5, running 3-guard lineups that clearly didn't work. She tried everything except the one option that had already proven successful, giving Lexie consistent minutes. The data makes it undeniable. Lexie was systematically pushed aside despite delivering every single time she had a real opportunity.
If you think Lexie Hull and her agent are not thinking about this, you have another thing coming. And if you think you are going to be able to get Lexie Hull back for dirt cheap, you have lost your mentals. You've lost it. Lexie Hull is going to be a commodity this offseason. You're going to have to pay top dollar in the same.
Indiana needs a reality check. If you think Lexie and her agent aren't already discussing her market value, you're fooling yourself. Because in free agency, teams are going to offer her real money, starter money. Every franchise wants a player like her. She doesn't need the ball. She doesn't need special treatment. She guards the toughest matchup every night. She makes winning plays that don't show up in the box score. She elevates everyone around her. Players like that are priceless. Portland, building from scratch, needs culture setters like her. Seattle, retooling around young talent, needs a professionalism and defense. Even contending teams with tight cap space will find room for her because she's that missing championship piece.
You went and promised DeWanna Bonner things, just like you clearly went and promised Natasha Howard things, which is why she could stink it up all year and you never benched her. You need to go ahead and let Lexie Hull know, hey, we're going to pay you good money and you are going to be a starter. You are a part of the core 4. You will be a starter. You had no problem promising DeWanna Bonner stuff. You had no problem promising Natasha Howard stuff. She's walking in talking about winning MVPs and all types of nonsense. You need to have that same energy for Lexie Hull because she earned her keep here with the Indiana Fever.
Now here's a comparison that should terrify Indiana. They've treated Kelsey Mitchell like the only free agent who matters. Press conferences, interviews, constant reminders of how she's a top priority. And yes, Kelsey is important. But where is that same energy for Lexie? They made big promises to Bonner, max money, a guaranteed starting role, before she ever touched the court. They hyped Natasha Howard as an MVP candidate, even when she underperformed. But Lexie, the player who earned everything through hard work and loyalty? Silence. This is organizational failure. They're blinded by flashy names and overlooking the glue that keeps the team together. The irony? Bonner quit. Howard underdelivered. But Lexie, she did everything right, and she's the one being ignored.
I ain't heard you say it. Don't sleep on Lexie and let somebody else don't let nobody else take your groceries. Don't let somebody else come in and steal your groceries. I'm telling you, because they will. Stephanie White has put the Indiana Fever in danger of losing Lexie Hull due to her bonehead moves and her negligence. Negligence. Throwing that woman to the back burner when she was damn near the heart and soul. Heart and soul, it's everywhere. She out there playing with 2 black eyes, all types of stuff. And that's the woman you kept throwing to the back burner?
It's honestly shameful. Playing with 2 black eyes. Just that alone tells you the kind of competitor Lexie is. She's not chasing spotlight or stats. She's a warrior who sacrifices her body for the team. Calling her the heart and soul isn't even enough. Yet Stephanie White repeatedly pushed her aside. This isn't just poor coaching. It's a fundamental failure to recognize what builds championship teams. You don't bench your most selfless player. You don't sideline the teammate who does all the tough jobs that winning requires. And think about the message that sent a whole locker room. If someone like Lexie can be treated this way, then loyalty means nothing. Hard work means nothing. Being a great teammate means nothing. All that matters is fitting into the coach's rigid plan, regardless of merit.
Hall can consider leaving the Indiana Fever if she does not get the proper promises from Stephanie White the same way that DeWanna Bonner and Natasha Howard got them, and I wouldn't.
This is the breaking point. Lexie Hull has every right to consider leaving. And if Seattle calls offering a max contract, a guaranteed starting spot, and a defense built around her, why would she stay? What has Indiana done this season to genuinely earn her loyalty? This entire mess was created by Stephanie White. She prioritized veterans who didn't deliver over the young player who had already proved herself. She made promises to the wrong people while ignoring the player who actually deserved them. If Indiana wants to keep Lexie, White must walk into that meeting offering what she gave Bonner and Howard. A guaranteed starting role, a real contract, a public commitment to her as a core piece, not empty words. Real assurances. Because if they try to get her back on a discount, assuming she'll stay just because she's always been there, they're about to watch one of their most important players walk away.
Seattle Storm, they're going to give me a max, and I'm going to be a guaranteed starter. If you guys aren't offering me the same and valuing me that way, then I'm going to leave. I wouldn't blame her. Get down in the comments and let me know what you think about this. This is Keep the Vision.
So, Basley fam, this is Indiana's real offseason crisis. It's not just about whether Kelsey Mitchell stays. It's whether Lexie Hull decides she's finally done being overlooked and takes her talent somewhere she'll be valued from day one. What do you think happens?